Hello and welcome to a special presentation of the Solid Sports video blog as you watch it right here on the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. I'm Troy West saying thank you for joining me for this special edition NBA season preview as the season starts on Tuesday in the NBA, the 2019-2020 season. Can't believe I'm saying that out loud. But yes, it's finally here. The year 2020 is right around the corner as well. But this is all NBA preview special. I'm Troy West said thank you so much again for joining me. Of course, I've been missing for a while, but I wasn't on too long ago. I think about a month ago I did the NFL season preview. You can still go watch that and see how wrong or right I've been so far. Crazy NFL season so far, but the NBA is going to be even crazier. I decided to do this video sort of last minute, so I don't have a lot of notes, so I'm going to try to be quick as well. I'll try to take up too much of your time. I just want to get my thoughts on this upcoming season. Of course, a lot of moves made in the off season. A lot of guys moved around. A lot of teams improved themselves as well. So I'm going to try to touch on that. I'm trying to touch on pretty much every team as I possibly can. But I'm not going to give you my all wall to wall like I normally would. Just something quick. My thoughts on the NBA, and just wanted to get on. I haven't been on in a while. I've been having an itch to get back on, start the channel over again. I'll talk more about the channel as well when I'm done here, but we're gonna get right into it. NBA season starts on Tuesday night. I think it's on TNT. Lakers and Clippers is the marquee matchup at 10:30. A little late start, but I think I might stay up and watch that game with Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is hurt to begin the season, so he won't be playing in Tuesday's game, but the Clippers still formidable, and the Lakers look pretty good as well with Anthony Davis now a part of their team. But the first game of the young New Orleans Pelicans should be an exciting team this year. Will face the defending champion Toronto Raptors in Toronto, and the Raptors should get their ring. So, normally, like I said, this is I think my third year in a row doing the NBA season preview. I usually break down conference by conference. I'm still going to do it that way, but we'll start the Eastern Conference because the East, pretty much can say have gotten and improved itself somewhat. You know, Kevin Durant went to the Brooklyn Nets, but he won't be playing this season due to his injury. So it'll just be Kyrie Irving, and I think this is sort of a proving year for him to me. I think he needs to improve on what he did for Boston and get this Nets team to the playoffs, and I think they will make the playoffs. But the East to me is pretty much three teams to me that stands above the rest. Milwaukee Bucks, I think they're going to be back and strong this year. Can Giannis improve his game? And the Philadelphia 76ers, to me, they declared top two teams in the East. The Philadelphia 76ers as well. Ben Simmons, same question. Can he improve his jump shot and lead the Sixers higher to higher heights? Can Joel Embiid stay healthy and keep his head on straight and dominate like he can? So that would be two interesting teams this year. I still think the Raptors will be competitive, even though they lost Kawhi Leonard. I still think the Raptors will be somewhat of a contender, at least for the Eastern Conference. Kyle Lowry is formidable. I think he shook some demons off now, but being a champion, I think he'll play more loose. I think he might have a career year actually. I'm predicting. Siakam, I think he's going to improve to put a solid. Him and Lowry will be a solid 1-2 punch for the Raptors. I think Marc Gasol is still there. I might be wrong, but I think Marc Gasol stayed. So if that's the case, I think Toronto will still be a formidable team in the East. The Indiana Pacers, they surprised a lot of people last year. Well, they surprised me, I should say. Really go the deeper went down and still was winning. I think he'd be back, I think, sometime this season. So, Pacers is a team to watch out for. I mentioned the Nets, the Detroit Pistons. To me, they're an interesting team as well, with Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond on that front line. So look out for Detroit. The Miami Heat will be interested with Jimmy Butler. We'll see what they do this year. But after that, I think everybody else, you pretty don't know what you're going to get. I think Orlando, they took a step forward. We'll see if they improve. They made the playoffs last year. The Wizards just signed Bradley Beal to an extension which I was surprised. I thought they was going to try to maybe trade him. But John Wall, of course, out pretty much the majority of this year coming up, so the Wizards probably don't expect too much from them this year. Now the Bulls got a nice young team. We'll see how they improve. The Cavaliers as well. I like the way Atlanta looked. I've seen them play the Knicks. The Knicks as well is sort of an interesting team. We'll see how those two teams improve. But I think the teams I mentioned, so I think it'd really be, oh, I forgot about the Boston Celtics. Can't forget about the Celtics. They'd be a competitive team this year. So I would put them in front of Toronto as well. I'll put the Celtics in front of the Raptors as well. I think it's one of the best teams. I just forgot about Boston. Kemba Walker, of course, is there now. So we'll see. I just think Boston is still missing like a legitimate, well, Kemba Walker could be that guy. The guy could give it to in the last 2 minutes of the game, but like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, now this is their time now. Kyrie's gone, so I think those two guys got to step up and improve their game. Other than that, then Boston will be still maybe second round team. Unless those two improve. But Boston is I want to say a sleeper, but they're a contender as well in the East. So I'd say you're sure about 6 teams in the East, you know. Then maybe the last 2 spots will be open for maybe one of these teams to grab it. But the East pretty much, like I said, it's Milwaukee and Philadelphia. I think they are a tier above everybody else. Then it's that second tier is probably Boston. Put Indiana in there, Toronto. So that's 5 teams there. Brooklyn as well. I think Brooklyn, I think Kyrie at least proves them that's going to be at least a solid team. So that's 6 spots. So I say the last 2 spots in the East might be a somewhat wide open, even though I like Detroit as well. Orlando, not sure about still, even though they made it playoffs last year. But the East is interesting. A lot of young teams, a lot of young players in the East. And all the veterans moved to the West. But I think the Bucks is going to be the team to come out of the Eastern Conference. I think Giannis will improve his game. I think if Kawhi was still with the Raptors, I would go with the Raptors again. But since they lost him, I think they take a step back. I think it'll be Milwaukee, Philadelphia, probably in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think it wound up being those 2 teams. And I think Milwaukee will just do it, even though I think they match up well for Philadelphia. Now, if they play somebody like, let's say if, well, honestly, I don't think nobody else. I think Kawhi was the reason why Milwaukee lost last year, because I had Milwaukee coming out the East. You know, when the playoffs started, I think I picked Boston last year, like around this time last year. I picked Boston to come out the East, but they faltered a little bit. Then I went with the Bucks, and they lost to the Raptors. I think Kawhi pretty much changed that series, stopped Giannis from going to the basket, and that changed the whole series. But I think this time they break through. I think it's nobody really in their way. I think Philadelphia is still lacking shooters, and I think that will hurt them unless, like I said, Ben Simmons just improve his game a lot. If he does, then Philadelphia definitely got a shot. But I think it's all dependent on how much he improved in the offseason. But I'm going to go with the Bucks to come out the East this year. So let's move over to the Western Conference. As usual, the Western Conference is stacked. Now that the Warriors lost Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson is out for half of the year at least. So basically it's just Steph Curry, Draymond Green. They did get D'Angelo Russell. I think that would be a dynamic duo, him and Steph Curry on the floor at the same time. I think that would be interesting to see. I still think the Warriors is a playoff team. Probably not a top 3 or 4 team, but I think they still make the playoffs. But the West, man, it's really no terrible team in the West. Like, well, I'm looking at the preseason standings to look, to look at all the teams. Denver, they was the top 2 seed last year. They should be right there again. The New Orleans Pelicans, a young team. I'm gonna be shocked if they made the playoffs, maybe in the bottom half. Memphis, you probably could say okay, still maybe a year or 2 away. The Kings, they was close to being the playoffs team last year. Dude, they take a step forward. The Lakers, You know, getting Anthony Davis. They look good in the preseason. They got shooters around LeBron. Avery Bradley, I forgot they got him. Could Kyle Kuzma, I think he's the wild card. If Kyle Kuzma take a step forward, just like if Tatum and Brown for the Celtics, Giannis for the Bucks, like all these variables, but if he take a step forward, I think the Lakers, pretty much to me, will be hard to beat. So you already probably indicated who I'm taking out the West. Houston with Russell Westbrook, a lot of crazy things happened. He left. Once Paul George left, got traded. He wanted to be traded. They traded him to Houston. Phoenix, like I said, an interesting team, but I still think I don't really give them that much of a chance to make the playoffs either. Them and Memphis probably the only two teams in the West. You probably could say, okay, they probably for sure not going to make it. But they can surprise people. They have talent, though. They can maybe surprise some people, but I don't think so. Oklahoma City, another team. Chris Paul is a winner. I think he's going to be professional and play out this year. We'll see how the season goes, but there's a team with Steven Adams still got talent there, so they're not a pushover. A lot of people hopping on the Dallas Mavericks. Now they got Kristaps Porzingis to go along with Luka Doncic. Interesting combination. Got some talent there. I wouldn't be shocked if they made the playoffs. They got a talented team there, but look, like I said, not a terrible team. Portland Trail Blazers, I think this is the year for them. And maybe could barely make a stand, even though the Lakers improved. I don't think they still can beat the Lakers or the Clippers, which I haven't get to yet. But I think the Blazers with Damian Lillard, I think he didn't like the way he faded out to end the season. I think he had a monster year again. Him and CJ McCollum, very underrated. He showed me a lot last year when he took over that series against the Denver Nuggets. I thought he was maybe a marginal player. I think he is a capable player of scoring the basketball and leading this team. So them two together, who they got? They got a big man. Don't know if he's involved. Nurkic, he'll be back from Miami. Dang, the guy they paid him. Man, that's why I hate when I don't write notes. Hey, the big man from Miami. I wish somebody probably know who I'm talking about. Hassan Whiteside. There we go. I hate when I blank out like that. He's there, so I think he's going to improve them as well. So the Blazers will be an interesting team. I think they're definitely a playoff team. Probably top 3 for sure, top 4. Minnesota Timberwolves, interesting team. Carl Anthony Towns. Of course, probably one of the best big men in the league. Andrew Wiggins. Seeing motivated, I see some quotes from him. A lot of people doubting him. Let's see if he have a monster year. But I think he deserves some of that criticism. If he takes a step forward, the Wolves, the Timberwolves should be a much better team. But that's a team that can make the playoffs. Finally get to the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, of course, he's a champion. But the team around him is good. Patrick Beverley, I think he's going to have a monster year. Paul George when he gets back. Just a lot of young talent there for the Clippers. A lot of people they had the poll. They got the Clippers coming out the West and winning the whole thing. So we'll see if that happens. Spurs, you got great Popovich. We got great Popovich. Like I said, last year I didn't think they was gonna beat the playoffs. They did still. Still got LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan, so they'll be competing for a playoff spot for sure. As mentioned, the Warriors. I think they're still a playoff team. And when they get Clay back. And Utah, that's probably a lot of people's dark horse team. The Utah Jazz, they picked up Mike Conley in the trade. But again, it's on the young guy, Donovan Mitchell. He have to improve his game. Maybe be more consistent scoring the basketball or the defensive end. If he improves and becomes that all-star player, that consistent player, then the Jazz would be forming Rudy Gobert, defensive player of the year. Nice little team there in Utah as well. So I think as far as the top seeds in the West, Lakers and Clippers probably are shoe-ins. Just like I said in the East, Milwaukee and Philadelphia probably the 2 top teams clearly. I think both LA teams are the 2 top teams clearly. Then there's another tier. You have to put Denver in there. Denver surprised me last year. Got a lot of young talent. We'll go along with the Joker. Yeah. You can't sneeze at them, so I'm gonna give them some credit this year. I think they'd be a top 3. Now that 4th seed could be Houston, it could be Portland. I think it's one of those 2 teams. Utah, I think that'd be the second tier, 3, 4, 5, and then from 6 to 8, you could probably put 6 teams. I think it'd be about 6 teams fighting for 3 spots in the West for sure this year. So the West is wide. I mean, it's very interesting this year, like it always is, but it's real deep this year. So we'll see. I think the bottom part is going to be very interesting. Can Sacramento get in? Like I said, can Dallas get in? Will Minnesota get in again? Will the Thunder get in? You know, there's a lot of good teams. The Spurs, I just mentioned. So it's a lot of talented teams in the Western Conference. But like I said, when it's all said and done, I think the LA teams will be the 2 top teams, and I think the Lakers will come out the Western Conference barring any injury. That's the only thing I'm afraid of. Particularly Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis is somewhat injury prone. He just hurt his hand last week, but he looked good the other night against the Warriors in the preseason game. If he stay healthy, the whole team stay healthy. LeBron, of course, he never really, most he ever been injured was last year, which probably was over exaggerated a little bit. Probably just wanted to take off anyway. But I think this is a very good team. The front line, they got Dwight Howard there with JaVale McGee, 2 goofballs, but they can rebound, they can block shots. So them 2 just stay in line, they do their job. Don't want too much, don't whine too much. They should be fine. Rajon Rondo, underrated player, but he wins. He's not gonna run the point. He don't worry about scoring. As long as this team wins, he's fine with it. Like I said, Kyle Kuzma, he's the X factor. If he have a monster year, I think it's no doubt in my mind the Lakers come out the West. Now, if he sort of struggles and the Clippers get themselves together, the Clippers will be their #1 threat. I think everybody else still misses. I still think Denver's still a tier short. Portland, Utah, even though, like I said, the teams that maybe could do something, maybe if somebody get hurt. I'm not wishing injuries, but if somebody goes down, there are 3 teams that's capable of coming out the West. Now, other than those 5 teams, I think from, like I said, from the 6th seed on down, it could be anybody to me. Like, all these teams has possible. Like I said, all these teams I've sort of counted out already is Phoenix and Memphis. And both of those teams got young players, you know. And New Orleans, well, like I said, I'm not counting New Orleans, but New Orleans to me is the most interesting team in the NBA. They got probably the most deepest team in the NBA, and I mean that. With Zion Williamson, the rookie, playing the way he playing, Lonzo Ball look like he is in a good place. They're a good young talented team, so we'll see. With Drew Holiday, probably the old man there, so I think they're gonna make some noise. I think they might be a playoff team as well. But the West is gonna be very, very deep and interesting. But I got the Lakers coming out the West. I got the Bucks coming out the East, and I think the Lakers will win the championship this year. I think LeBron will get his 4th ring. It's gonna be adversity. It's LeBron James. There's always adversity around surrounding him. Even now with this China fiasco, which you know, well, everything now with social media is overblown. But I think he tried. You know, I think he is trying to ride the fence a little bit because he probably got some financial at stake in this situation. Of course, you know, China is you know, they do things different over there. You know, basically that's all I'm gonna put it in. Of course, the general manager for the Rockets started this fire, so now people try to put it out, but they ain't using the right chemicals. Obviously, the fire still burning, at least for now. But I think he'll overcome all that. I think the Lakers will be the champions this year, with the Clippers probably giving them the biggest push. I think the Bucks will push them as well. But I think Giannis, maybe, like I said, maybe in a year or 2, I think the Bucks might be a champion as well. But I think this will be the Lakers' time. I think they'll win it as long as everybody stay in line. And I think this is a feeling that they will this year. So that's it. That's my thoughts on the NBA season. Upcoming NBA season starts Tuesday. I'm so excited. I love basketball. NFL season still pushing along. Like I said, been a lot of big games this week. A lot of interesting things already. Hopefully Patrick Mahomes, well, they said he had a dislocated kneecap last night. If you follow football. So that's hard for the Chiefs, excuse me, to swallow. They said he'll be at least out a month, and it depends on this MRI today. He might be out for the year. I hope not. I really don't want this to happen. Injuries, that's the thing about the NFL. Injuries happen all the time, especially to the best players. And if he goes down, you got to bring the Chiefs back down. I think that it'll be the Patriots conference to lose if that's the case. So hopefully it's just a dislocated kneecap. He'll be back within a month. And even if they don't get home field, I think Chiefs are capable on the road, going on the road and winning some games. I think they'll still make the AFC Championship if he. Well, actually, that's my Super Bowl team. So from the AFC. So I think it'll be tougher though for them if he's out for a period of time. Yeah, I said I was going to touch on what's going on with the channel. I'm still not going to do anything daily. I just felt like doing a video today on the NBA, so I did it. Just still trying to find myself a little bit. Still been playing my video games here and there. I haven't bought a lot of games this in the summer. Like I said, the main game I've been playing is Crash Bandicoot, Crash Team Racing, which is, to me, it's the game of the year. Just everything they keep adding every month with the Grand Prix and stuff. It's a good game. Better than Mario Kart, like I said that before. So I've been still playing that. Been playing Division 2. They just had an update, so I'm probably gonna play that once I get off of here. Just been trying to find myself, man. Like I said, my other channel, the Open Book with me, Troy West, I haven't did a video on that in a long time. I was thinking about doing something. I was going to do a video on that over there, but now, probably because I don't have enough subscribers, I can't. And I got to clear some things on my phone. I got to record on my phone to link it to that channel. But, nothing, honestly, that's just a bad thing. Nothing really new. I'm just trying to still get things in my life straight. Been dealing with some things, personal things, things with work, just everyday things. I'm trying to get things back, get my mind right. Like I said, the channel just became not fun to me anymore. But I admit I've been getting the itch to get back on, because it's a few games I want to do now that they're kind of old now, but I didn't get them yet, like Days Gone and Rage 2. Ghost Recon just came out last week. Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty comes out in about 2 weeks, I believe, or about a week. I am going to get that game. I'm going to probably reserve it next week. And thanks to my brother Don Juan. Things get back together this year. I apologize for that. I think I lost, might have lost it for a while, for a minute. In fact, I lost the whole video. So you know what, I'm just going to stay right here on this screen. The screen got darker, I apologize for that. Of course, you see the app that I'm on. It's a PlayStation app called the Playroom. With these little things that gets on my nerves, they pop out of nowhere. I forgot to keep, like, to keep the screen from going black, I gotta keep on playing with the remote. So it's telling me, because my camera's sitting high about right here to my lip, but you can't see it on the screen. But anyway, I guess this is an indication for me to not ramble, because I do that a lot. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank everybody who supported me since I've been off the channel. Everybody that's, like I said, my brother Don Juan, and other people has been supporting me a lot. So I want to thank everybody who supported me. I appreciate it all throughout all this. Like I said, the last 2 years for me, like I said, has been a major struggle, but I'm still fighting, still pushing. I had my bad days, don't get me wrong. That's why I want to go on my other channel and talk about it. Days, when you just want to give up, and it's just hard, you know. And I talk to certain, you know, people every day about it. Well, I try to, or I know people that struggle, and it's a hard thing to, you know, it's hard, man. And me personally, you know, it's just feel sort of alone, you know. You just try to numb yourself, and that's what I've been doing, you know. So, but I just want to say thank you everybody for tuning in. Don't know when I'm gonna do my next video. If I get an itch, I might do something else. World Series is about set. Washington Nationals, congratulations to them. They already in. Houston is a one step closer. They up 3-1. They could clinch in New York tonight. I kind of wanted to see the Yankees in there, but don't look like it's gonna happen. I think Houston probably, well, might end it tonight, so we'll see. But thank you for listening, and thank you for tuning in, and hopefully talk to you soon. Everybody stay safe, and don't quit. I guess that's my message for the day, and have a good weekend. It's cold already on the East Coast. They're freezing, so well, I wouldn't say freezing, but it's been pretty chilly. Fall is here, you know, if you didn't think it was, it's here. But everybody, thank you. I'll talk to you guys next time. I'm Troy West saying thank you for watching, and talk to you soon. You've been watching the Silent Sports Gaming channel right here on YouTube. Thanks so much.